Hello, and welcome to another episode of Foulkes and Sons. We're here this time in the garden of the ancestral hovel.
I love it. We're in the ancestral grounds.
Patio.
The policies, the demesnes, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, and it's going very well. The sun is shining. We've got a neighbour having a barbecue. Someone else playing some sort of what have we got there? Very good music.
Accordion music. Is it Jacques Brel? Or something?
There we go. Exactly. So we're enjoying that. And it's still, once again, very much the morning for us at 3 to 3 in the afternoon. So we're going to have a morning cigar, and we're going to have the Dominican Davidoff 3000.
Now, Max, you tell me these are quite old, don't you?
They're 2008, if I'm not mistaken, which isn't bad. And I also usually find that with the Davidoffs, the New World Davidoffs, ages often very helpful.
They say that when I was there last in the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago, they were telling me that they blend them and roll them and age them so that they're ready to smoke as soon as they hit the shop.
Well, that's very good.
But I prefer them.
That's the right way of thinking about it.
Well, it's unlike what happens in Cuba, where you have a idiosyncratic approach to delivery of cigars.
They're very good.
It smells good, doesn't it? Kind of gingery almost.
It's always got a very interesting aroma. Whenever I've had these, and this is maybe my fourth one, and every time when I've taken the cellophane off, it's had the same smell.
Can I just have
which is kind of gingery, spicy.
It's more pronounced on mine, I think.
Yours actually smells a little bit
fresher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that it was discontinued shortly after 2008. If I'm not mistaken. So it's not going to be much younger than that.
Well, let's not keep our single viewer hanging about, shall we?
Go. So yours is pre-cut.
Mine is pre-cut, and I will use the extremely fine Dupont. And by the way, Max, you're going to talk about our sponsorship.
Our sponsorship, yes.
We have a sponsor, dear viewer, gentle viewer.
Yes, as you can see, we're both wearing the same shirts from the brilliant Favourbrook.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important that we wear similar, if not exactly the same, pieces of clothing.
We do our best. We do our best under these difficult circumstances. We must keep up standards.
Exactly, yes. But yes, it's brilliant, and it will appear in many more videos to come. Hopefully.
You approved. Was it your idea, these shirts?
I think they were mentioned by you and then backed by me.
I see.
That's how they are. They do come in two colours, but this is the nicer. There's the stone washes there.
Well, because we are sort of channeling a bit of the sort of early 80s here, aren't we? Really. Late 70s, early 80s.
Killer Fish.
Killer Fish. If you're not aware of that film,
Margot Hemingway,
Lee Majors, Marisa Berenson. It's a fantastic film with the most amazing sequence at the beginning of a backgammon game taking place.
Oh, it's great. Whilst a
robbery of what looks like a nuclear power plant that has several diamonds in it is taking place. Plenty of explosions, lots of running around. I mean, there's a woman who's attempting a robbery in a nuclear power station with these diamonds, in high heels.
Yeah.
And then they make their getaway in one of the slowest vehicles known to man, a sort of VW camper van.
Yeah, it's a great blacked out though.
Blacked out for extra discretion.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes. Back to the cigar. I think.
Well, you like the size. I mean, I like this size. I like this size. The size. What is the ring gauge of these, Max?
Tiny. It's a
34, 32, 34.
It's slightly slimmer than a Monte Carlo, so I think it's a 32.
And
could be a 30.
Now, tell me a bit about the Davidoffs, because I mean, I remember I first met Zino Davidoff when he visited the store in Jermyn Street, the Edward Sahakian shop known as Davidoff of London, to make the transition between the Havana-produced cigars, or the Davidoff name, and the new production in the Dominican Republic. The line at the time, and this, bear in mind, was 30 years ago, a time that is sort of, obscured by the swirling mists of history, and you won't remember it at all.
No, I missed out.
You missed out on that. But he was a marvellous guy. Sort of, he had that sort of slightly kind of pachyderm-esque skin with the beautiful sort of sun creasing.
Always very well dressed, wasn't he?
Very well dressed, very elegant man in behaviour as well as in dress. And he had what we now know as the Cohiba factory used to be known as the Davidoff factory, Laguito.
Laguito.
They used to make it all there, and then obviously he feared that with the arrival of
Cohiba into the market.
Correct. That because Davidoff had been the best that you could get in Cuba.
Yeah.
Le Summum.
But they weren't owned by the government.
They were not owned. The brand was not owned by the government, but the production facilities were.
Which was the issue, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yes. So they instead of sticking around, they took with this Dr. Schneider who ran Oettinger, which by that time had bought Davidoff. I think in 1974 they bought the shop for 4 million Swiss francs or something like that. But I forget. I should have really looked that up before we started talking.
Well, we'll look it up afterwards.
But he was not going to be dependent upon a third party, so he went into the Dominican Republic. And I remember visiting the DR.
That was 89 and he moved.
It was 89 he moved.
91 was start of production.
Yeah. And they found Henke Kellner, whose family had settled in the Dominican Republic in 1925. And they were a Dutch family skilled in tobacco. And I visited that first factory, in inverted commas, and it was little more than a barn, open-sided barn, with a stamped earth floor, with space for a few rolling tables. And out of that, this amazing behemoth of the cigar world has grown. I think that there's something like over 210 million cigars made in the DR every year, or something like that, maybe more now, I don't know. But they timed it impeccably, just in time for the first cigar boom of the 1990s, when people rediscovered cigars, and there was this immense fashion for them in Hollywood and in America. And given that Davidoff was now available, because it was
they weren't able
Dominican,
to get
no, they really made a killing, made out like bandits, or whatever the expression is. Yeah, I like your blue graduated lenses, by the way. I'm wearing the same myself.
You're wearing the same, yes, exactly. I was going to say that when Davidoff then moved from Cuba to the Dominican Republic, I believe the first cigars to be released were the number 1, the number 2, and the Ambassadrice in the Dominican blend. I think then they brought out the Mille series, so the thousands. But obviously the Chateau.
This is the
3000, so this is of that. But obviously the Chateaus series and the Dom Perignons were no longer continued into the Dominican blend.
Well, I think all that was done on a shake of a hand.
That was all. It started with the Hoyo de Monterrey, Davidoff. It was Hoyo Chateau series.
There was a Hoyo Chateau
Davidoff
series.
Works on, and then
I couldn't. I've sort of never really worked that one out. But that was after the war, wasn't it?
That was the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was, and then he came up with the Davidoff brand, and then took the Chateau series for himself. Well, it produced the Mouton Rothschilds.
The Mouton Rothschild, and there was there were other ones. There was the Chateau. They were all named after the Chateau Bordeaux again.
Chateau Lafite, Chateau Margaux.
Dom Perignon being the best one, I think, wasn't it?
And what was the one?
Chateau d'Yquem was that the little one?
That's the little one. Yes, I think so.
I wonder if there's anything in here. Probably not.
But so this size was a Cuban size originally, the 3000, and you still have 1 or 2 upstairs actually. How it's tasting? I got instantly at the beginning a bit of almond, a sweetness, a nutty almond.
Nutty
flavor.
and salty. I've got. What have you got?
I've got that almondy creaminess to it, kind of a milky sweetness.
It's a great cigar. It's a great size. Tell me why you like the size, Max, because you're a big enthusiast for these thinner ring gauges, aren't you?
It's so elegant. And if they were smoking cigars in Killer Fish, which I can't remember if they were or not,
I don't think they do.
They would be
sadly,
smoking a cigar of this format.
They would be. This was very popular in the 70s and 80s.
Exactly, and you know me, I love the 70s and the 80s, so hence the graded sunglasses and white suit.
Yeah, and tell me a bit about. I mean, is it popular with the young people, or?
No. Well, it depends if the young people are the Chinese young people. They love them. Well,
yes, well, they're quite sophisticated people.
But I think it's the people that don't care for how it looks, but more for how it tastes. Because a lot of people prefer the bigger ring gauge cigars because they look or resemble a cigar more than this does, I suppose.
Yes, I mean it's well, there is a box of Chateau d'Yquem here in a picture, beautiful looking banded cabinet of what looks like 25.
Really almondy flavour. Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, what else do you like about these? Because I mean, I think that what's interesting is what was that one that we had that aged so brilliantly? Remember, one of these was absolutely amazing. What a Dominican Davidoff. Was it the Special R or was it the Millennium Blend?
Bloody hell, Millennium Blend Lonsdale.
Yeah,
that was such a good cigar.
I mean, because it's interesting because people tend to. I mean, look at this, and also what one has to say is the dependability and reliability of these cigars. I mean, one really gets the sense that this is what the Swiss do brilliantly, and this is why Oettinger, the parent company of Davidoff, is based in Basel, and Davidoff itself really began in Geneva. We should do a story about the history of Davidoff and how I think his father or his grandfather's place used to sell tobacco to Lenin.
To Lenin, he did, didn't he? Yes.
I think Lenin was a customer, a cigarette, I think he was.
Lenin, but I didn't think he ever paid, did he?
No, he was a communist.
Yeah.
And you drove around in Rolls Royce in Russia as well.
How brilliant was that?
Yeah, proper communist. Lenin.
No, I was going to say also, the cigar is similar in look to these, the number 1 and number 2, the Laguito 1 and 2. The number 1 was Roger Moore's. I think it was the number 1, or it could have been the number 2 that Roger Moore used to smoke when it was a Cuban blend. And as I've been told, he used to come into Davidoff on German streets and then get his cigars there.
Really?
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Judy tells me about him.
Oh yeah, what was he like?
Stories.
Tell me some
Apparently
stories.
I don't know, just very relaxed, calm, and smoked number 1s.
I had to do a show with him once on stage for Christie's.
We have the book upstairs, I think. That
yes, he signed it for you, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he was amazing. What a gifted and kind man he was. You think his James Bond is the best, don't you?
Or Sean Connery. Yeah, Roger Moore was the best because it was all a bit of a joke. It wasn't really.
Well, I mean, it is a bit of a joke.
Well, I mean, I suppose it was a little bit more serious with Sean Connery, wasn't it? Yeah,
but Sean Connery was more serious, and now
then it turned into this kind of collars over lapels.
Yes, Names is for Tombstone's Baby.
Names is for Tombstone's Baby. What was it? Scaramanga with the third nipple.
Yeah.
That was a Roger Moore.
That was a Roger Moore. You're quite right.
That was quite a good one. It was one of the best.
Yes, with the detachable nipple. Yes, that was very good.
So the construction's perfect.
The construction of these is amazing. I mean, I've never ever had a problem with a Davidoff in terms of a Dominican Davidoff in terms of rolling. I've never had a problem with.
Yeah, well, same. I've not smoked as many as you, but same here. And I've noticed this has become a lot saltier than it was originally.
It is salty, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot more salty. There's still not a ton of. I can't really taste any spice. Just that saltiness.
No, it's not overpowering, but it's quite nice because we're starting off. I mean, I haven't had breakfast yet. It only being 3 o'clock, so it's quite early. I've had a cup of coffee, brought to me in bed. But I mean, barely starting the day as we are.
Yeah.
One doesn't want anything too overpowering.
No, and this is definitely just light.
This just sort of sets you up for breakfast.
Yes.
What are you going to have for breakfast, Max?
Well, I don't know. I've already eaten breakfast, but I could always eat it again.
Were you up with the lark? You were up at dawn.
I could always eat it again. Yeah, I think I got up and I think it was 11 o'clock or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was quite something.
Freshly dawn.
Yeah.
So what should we say in conclusion? I mean, do you think we've given our viewer enough nonsense to be getting on with, or do you think we should sort of maybe make a few more observations?
No, I think they've taken enough from this. I mean, if we make it too long, we risk them never watching again. So We must keep
Yes,
them
we
in
must
short
keep
bursts.
them. We must keep them. Yes, we must keep them keen.
Wanting more. Wanting
Yes,
more.
yes. Like Enzo Ferrari said, you've got to make one more less than the market demands. So we've got to make it 1 second less than the market demands.
There we go, my dear friend Enzo.
Yes.
But it's this okay. If you can find this cigar, what's the conclusion? If you can find this cigar, buy it because it's
Buy it
lovely.
and smoke it. Either having had
Buy it and smoke it.
buy it and smoke it, and have it with something. Either your first cup of coffee in the morning, or a very very light, nourishing sort of salad.
Salad or a NutriBullet blend.
I think a NutriBullet. I don't know. I think a NutriBullet might overpower. It depends really, but something very light, because this is a delicate, elegant cigar, and the look is. I mean, the look is simply superb, isn't it?
It does look great. They always look brilliant, these type of cigars.
Anyway, shall we say farewell?
Farewell. Thanking you
Goodbye.
kindly.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. And we hope to see you again in the next episode of Foulkes and Sons.
Thank you
Bye.
for watching this broadcast. This public informational film was brought to you by Foulkes and Sons. Art directed by Freddie Foulkes.
Thank you.